It is October 1st, 2017, around 10 p.m. You're at your favorite country concert, enjoying your favorite music with your closest friends and family. Suddenly, you begin to hear loud pops. Initially, because it's a concert, you think that it's fireworks. But without warning, thousands of people are running and screaming for their lives from an unseen and unexpected danger. Over 1,100 rounds are fired from the 32nd story of the Mandalay Bay Hotel over about 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, you are surrounded by 58 bodies, 31 of which will have expired before professional rescuers even get to them. It is in these critical minutes that everything that you do will save their life. The body's natural autonomic response, fight or flight. What do you do? What did they do? They improvised tourniquets and applied pressure to wounds, saving people's lives. Every moment that they had, despite police, fire, emergency medical services, or EMS being at the concert arena, they were unable to gain access to these patients for many agonizing minutes. Each minute that passes are lives that can be saved. My name is Justin Pedneault. I'm an emergency medical technician, or EMT, with Suffield Ambulance in Suffield, Connecticut. I am also a third-year undergraduate nursing student here at the University of Connecticut, where I'm studying to become a critical care flight nurse. As a critical care flight nurse, I would respond on a helicopter to accident scenes or smaller community hospitals to provide care to the sickest and most critical patients possible, bringing them to a larger hospital with a higher level of care. My experience in emergency medicine began 6 years ago when I was 14 years old. I joined Suffield Ambulance as an Explorer. The Explorer program allows those over the age of 14 to be able to respond to ambulance calls and to learn from the ambulance crew. I quickly learned that I wanted to do more. Everything I was doing was not enough, so I came to nursing school. As part of nursing school, I want to be able to have more experience, more preparation, more understanding, more training, to be able to give every patient that best chance of survival and to be the best part of their worst day. As part of this, I hope that all of you can be inspired and empowered to be able to make a difference for someone and to save their life. Now, as an emergency medical technician, we are trained to treat life-threatening injuries first, right? If it's not going to kill you right now, then it can wait. And we take the same approach when training bystanders, people like you and me. We look at it with a common term called the ABCs, and I'm not talking about the alphabet. The ABCs is an acronym used to identify those life-threatening emergencies and how to treat them. So A stands for airway. Do they have the ability to breathe? And if they don't, why don't they? B stands for breathing. Are they breathing? How are they breathing? And if they're not breathing well, why aren't they breathing well? And lastly, our focus today will be circulation. There's two parts to circulation. The first part is, do they have a pulse? Is their heart beating? And the second part of that is, are they bleeding profusely? This is the first example of where training bystanders can save lives. The National Stop the Bleed campaign was announced in June 2016 in response to the increased number of mass shootings happening nationwide. The Stop the Bleed campaign is all about empowering and training bystanders in order to stop life-threatening bleeding. When you're injured in an event such as the Las Vegas shooting, you can bleed to death in as little as 3 minutes. Such as the Las Vegas shooting, after those 10 minutes, which is how long it takes you to clean your car of snow and ice or to take a shower, 58 people, 36 women, and 23 men will never see their friends or families again. It is up to you, being present at that concert arena, to be able to stop the bleeding and to save their life. Every additional injury to those 3 minutes only decreases your time, and if you've never called 911 before, very often you will not be there in those 3 minutes. And when you add mass confusion, such as Las Vegas, those 3 minutes becomes a very, very critical time set. It is the people like you and me that are enjoying ourselves at the concert that will save their lives. It's up to you to be able to stop the bleed and to save their life. Now, who here has ever seen cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR, chest compressions in a movie, in TV. This is something that everybody has seen and heard of before. It's made great strides in increasing the survival of patients who go into cardiac arrest. We approach these patients the same way as we would anyone else, with our ABCs. Back to the circulation. Do they have a pulse? Is their heart beating? If their heart is not beating, then they have gone into what's called cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest is when their heart is not beating and they are not breathing. That patient is clinically dead. They need what's called cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR. CPR is performed with chest compressions and ventilations where you are doing the work of that patient's heart and lungs because for some reason they're not able to do it. This happens about every 2 minutes or 350,000 times a year in the United States. In 2016, according to the CDC, heart disease was the #1 killer, claiming over 633,000 lives. In 80% of the cases where a patient goes into cardiac arrest, this arrest where their heart stops occurs outside of the hospital, where they are delayed in receiving any kind of treatment or care. It is the people that are there with them at home, at the grocery store, at the movie theater when they collapse that give them that chance at survival. In those 80% of cases, only 1/3 of those patients will receive bystander care or chest compressions before 911 is able to arrive. 6 minutes after someone collapses, you begin to have irreversible brain death, and no matter the best level of care they are given, that damage has already occurred. The PulsePoint Foundation, which was founded in June 2009, hopes to change this, hopes to get all of you to respond to these cardiac arrests that occur in public places. Using a free iPhone or Android-based app, you can download and be in the immediate vicinity of an emergency when it happens. For example, if you're grocery shopping. I'm over in the produce section and they are shopping on the far end of the store. Previously, I would have never known that they had collapsed and needed assistance. Now, my phone alarm goes off, alerting me that they need assistance, and I'm able to run across the store and start CPR only moments after they collapsed. The app also has the ability to notify me where the closest AED, or automated external defibrillator, is, so I may bring that with me to assist them. The AED, or automated external defibrillator, eliminates abnormal heart rhythms, which is what caused them to collapse. The sooner that they receive this shock, the greater their chance at survival. Now, both of these situations I have discussed, whether it is grocery shopping and they need CPR, or you're at the concert and someone has received a gunshot wound, you need tools to be able to help these patients. You need the AED, you need a tourniquet to use to stop their bleed. How are we going to get these tools to you? As of right now, you rely on what's publicly available. So publicly accessible AED, as you see in gyms, schools, airports, where they're often legally required to have them now. But how often do you see a bleeding control bag? A bag that contains tourniquets, chest seals, gauze, scissors, things you would need to stop that bleed in those critical 3 minutes. You don't see them very often. In fact, I was traveling yesterday and I was very fortunate to see that in Nashville, Tennessee, they've put them throughout the airport. This is very uncommon, but I'm hoping, and it's my personal goal, that I will see these bleeding control bags in public spaces alongside the AEDs, because it is time critical that these supplies are available to you when an emergency happens. Now, looking to the future, we're beginning to look to the sky, using drones as a more reliable and affordable means to be able to deliver these emergency equipment supplies to you in that time of emergency. The Telemedical Project has created what's called the HERO drone. The HERO stands for Health Integrated Rescue Operations. Now, the HERO drone is equipped with a camera and a box of medical supplies. And a physician can remotely guide even the most untrained bystander to use all the equipment that was delivered by the drone and provide care to patients. The HERO drone also has the ability to fly a mass casualty bleeding control bag that can treat up to 100 people who have been injured with gunshot wounds or stabbings, and fly it into an unsafe scene, such as the Las Vegas shooting, where we are not placing another person into harm's way in order to deliver the supplies. The police department, when they arrive at an incident such as the Las Vegas shooting, their first goal is to stop the killing and to eliminate the threat. They aren't providing care for anyone who's been injured until they've accomplished that goal. Fire department, emergency medical services are trained not to enter that scene until it is safe. The first thing we learn in all of our stations is scene safety. If it is not safe for me to be there, then I should not be there. So they will not be there providing care. It will be the bystanders that are there. And by using this hero drone, it's able to deliver the equipment and not place anybody in harm's way. Now there's also the ambulance drone. The ambulance drone was tested in a small town outside Stockholm, Sweden, and was dispatched to 18 cardiac arrests. The drone carries a portable AED, that automated external defibrillator, and provides an early shock. It was found that in those 18 cardiac arrests, it arrived on scene within about 5 minutes, which is 17 minutes faster than an ambulance on average. That is the difference between life and death. Those 6 minutes, the drone is able to make it there, where previously those patients would expire. Lastly, there's the Matternet system in Switzerland. Using a 2-square-foot robotic drone and a fully integrated launching and landing pad system, it's able to deliver sensitive medical supplies and tests fully autonomous between the hospitals. Previously, these lab results, this medical supplies, this testing would have to be sent by car across the city between hospitals. There are many obstacles that can face doing it this way. Using the Matternet system, it eliminates all those possible obstacles and delivers it very fast. Matternet is also working with Doctors Without Borders in undeveloped countries to be able to set up a miniature model of this system in order to allow rapid medical supply delivery where typically infrastructure would not allow this. I hope that with all of you and with everyone else who is not in this room today, that you are able to see the chances where you can save someone's life, where you can make a difference by being in the right place at the right time and knowing some of the right things, having access to the right tools to be able to make a difference in someone's life. I hope that all of you are able to do this and that you stay safe out there. Thank you.